two in here. Just checking in for a little second. Have to holler at y'all every now and then. Everybody good? Alright. With that being said, alright. Let's get to it. Alright. Comes a point we gotta stop bullshit. You know. You try to preserve things and you try to curve things so it don't seem so bad for other people sometimes. But then, you know, you start to come to the conclusion, you know, that other people, they just don't get it. And like you be saying, we make moves like we got all the time in the world, right? But we don't. And I tell you, I seen this, I seen it all. You know, I don't expect you to take my word for it, man, but, you know, I mean, just take account that, I mean, I haven't been wrong yet. How many times have I been fact-checked? Y'all gotta think about that. Y'all got too many people that just playing games out here. Y'all got too many people playing games out here in the name of dollars, in the name of likes and all type of things like that. I don't come on here consistency because it's not about the likes. It's about getting the message across. But I can't give you everything you need to know from here. Now you got to take that initiative to dig deeper. And when I say after me, you ain't got to go to nobody else. I give you everything you need to know. If you go to anybody else to come to a conclusion that I brought you to, you fucking up. Because in the beginning I told you, don't believe in me. You got to have that intuitive thought that's open enough to accept that God thinking. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like that. And I've been seeing everybody talking about all of this killing and whatever, whoop-de-whoop. Hold on, I'm gonna cut this thing off. If I can find the damn button, I'll be alright. But yeah, I've been hearing everybody talking about all this killing and shooting and everybody just this and that happening and stuff. You know what I mean? And I think we still losing sight of the whole thing, man. So there's still people out here that think that people are in control. And there's people out here that still think that they in control of whether people live or whether people die. And they think that a gun or any other kind of weapon can, you know, change that situation. But it can't. But see, when you feel like somebody can conquer you, when you fear somebody, right at that moment they can. It's all mental, man. It's all mental. But see, once upon a time I heard a dude tell me, if you don't love other people, you can't love yourself. And I'm here to tell you, and I'm here to say what I seen. And I'm here to tell you that that's some fucking bullshit. It's some fucking bullshit. That's some indoctrination. The fuck do loving other people got to do with loving yourself? We were listening to some of the most poisonous, toxic motherfuckers that act like they got it all together. They really sold their soul for a bankroll. I don't fuck with niggas like that. When I tell you, man, I'm the chief, bro. Say, look, everything happened for a purpose. There ain't no such thing as coincidence. You have to let the Creator guide you. You can't try to control what you are compelled to naturally, not materialistically, naturally. Your body and your spirit knows who you are. But your eyes and your mind and your ears, they show you so many other things that it's hard to get through to what we need to do. That's the hunter right there, y'all. Say about the top. Yeah, man, but I was just saying, man, I'm on here. I'm just speaking on, how we got to awaken. You know what I'm saying? We have to awaken. I came a long way from where I used to be where I'm at right now. I had to deal with a lot of things. I've been in a lot of houses. Been through all the houses. I've been through the pain and the rain. Been through the gain and the lack, the stress and all the other mess. But then I'm still here right now. I had a person who was, the closest person could possibly be to me. It seemed that they noticed that I made a drastic change in my life and in my perspective and the way I feel for things and the way I see things and my honesty and all these admirations and all these type of things like that. And you know what they said? They said I either had to kill somebody or I was either finna kill somebody, and this is the reason why my life changed. But I heard Jay-Z say, if he be great, everybody gotta scream Illuminati because they can't believe that much skill is in one human body. You know what I mean? And that's speaking in volumes. And it's like, have you ever noticed that when you do something that's great, and when you do that one great thing, somebody gotta blame it on something for some kind of reason. Something did something to you, or it had to be some kind of drastic change in your life. Like they were there, like they know about the things that go on in the darkest parts of our minds and how we process the things that we see. There's a lot of people that think that they know these things, but they don't. They don't, because But when they take shots at the dark and they get to analyze and assess you, we start stopping them because it hurt our feelings the way they assess you. And it makes you stop and say, oh no, that's a lie, because I do this right here. See, and you telling them real feelings. See, all of these things are psychological games and programming that they use on us to make us think so much less of ourselves and look outside for greatness and think that, we don't ever supposed to be great. We don't ever supposed to have anything other than what we have now. And all of these things are, very untrue. And then you look at it and then you kind of think about the way that we grew up. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in more of a tributary, basis, or however you want to use the English language. But we grew up with a lot of qualities of, tradition. And we saw a lot of things that we didn't understand, and we just thought they Might have been weird things, or because people had money or some kind of prosperity or some shit like that. Man, we thought that they had to do something drastic to attain them things or achieve them things or whatever. So we never did pay attention to it. We just say we want to work hard. Work. I'm gonna talk about work. Work is bullshit, right? If it's not for you. But I understand. No, I don't. It's not. It's a roadblock. And it's a roadblock, and you know it's a roadblock. You know that it's not set up for you to work in these corporations to be able to even be, for one person to be able to work in a house and the other person stay there and take. We know that these things are, you got to dance for these things. In other cases, these things are unattainable. You got to show your worth to a person before they feel like you deserve equality. When it's people who make millions and billions and still making millions and billions of dollars, you know, off the achievements and off of the struggles and perils of the people before you, and off of this land that we stand on. And then they acknowledge them things, but after they stripped everything of everything. But now look, they got the money, and what you got? You got to pay rent, you got to pay bills. And y'all ain't going against each other. Families being broken apart because of monetary things, man. Because of fucking money, man. And that shit ain't even real. But if you knew how to farm, and he raised animals, and he was a blacksmith, and he was a woodworker, and he was a carpenter, and he was a painter, which they are, we would need money if we work to get food, shelter, you know, things like that. We got people in the community that can do these things, that have always done these things for everybody else, you know. But we've been at a point where we're so dependent, you know. We depend on people to do things for us just because we don't want to do them. You know what I'm saying? What kind of logic is that? Everybody is so dependent. Everybody is giving away all of their responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wearing rubbers, right? Because you want to lay with somebody that you don't want to stay with. And, you know, you want to lay with somebody that you don't want to stay with, and you don't want to have a baby by them because maybe, you know, it's something that you might think something wrong with them, or you got to wear that because you don't trust them, or that they might have something. But you feel all these feelings, and you want to do all these things. You want to get into one another, but then you don't want to deal with the responsibilities and things that come afterwards. It ain't nobody's responsibility to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody, you know. Y'all think about that. Birth control. You're a baby killing machine. Don't even give a baby a chance because you want to lay down with this person, but you don't want to stay down with this person. You just want to move here, move there, move here, move there, and not be responsible for your actions. You know what I'm saying? You hit a lick with them, you stick with them. That's how the rules go. That's nature. But I'm going to tell y'all this, man. We at a point where we all being divided. Nobody is seeing all of these things that we doing. You know, we got all this stuff going on and everybody acting all scared and things like that. But see, what you do when you do that is you confess it with your mouth that you have fear, that you need to be conquered. There ain't no God in you, because what God bless, no man can curse. But if you can't conceive that, you already lost in the fight that you're trying to fight. You feel me? So I'm just keeping it real with y'all, man. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I ain't gonna play no other kind of games with you. I'm not gonna make you, I'm not gonna make you say shit because, you like it. I don't want you to be with the collective, doing everything because somebody else doing it. Because nobody is in control of this shit. This is all the earth fucking responding to the actions of all of its cells and atoms and molecules and the matter that's within. It's just responding. So we have all these different studies that explains these things to you. Like they could take a cow that's, and pull him in the slaughterhouse and terrify him and cut his head off and full of fear and all of these type of things, and then you eat it, and these things are transferred through this blood. You feel me? These are real good studies, and y'all should just check a lot of this shit out, man, because it's really beautiful. And really and truly, I think that everybody should be in the process of trying to help themselves and do all these different things. What the word is? Yeah, Alright, I'm gonna hit you up in a minute, bro. Yeah. But at the same time though, man, back to what I was saying. You gotta be loved, man. You gotta be loved to be on the same frequency. Doubt and insecurities and pride and all of these different type of things right there is keeping us away from our blessings, like the real blessings, not the Cadillac blessings. Because, if you don't have nobody to depend on and you needed some transportation, you come to a natural conclusion, to create you a form of transportation. But because we have this lack of creativity and lack of intuitive thought and dependency, man, I just don't know, man. It seems like we just stagnated. Every time we feel like we want to move, these people, they pay attention to us and they watch everything we do. They notice our algorithms because they watching this stuff, and people are telling their real lives, and people are telling Facebook things that they don't tell their own spouses. So we have to look at the fact that these people are analyzing and processing people, and they know exactly what the fuck we gonna do and what needs to be done. They know all these things already. It's already made. Excuse me, y'all. I'm holding this camera. But, they already know these things already. So, every time when you feel like you're right at the end of your rope and you're about to go and free yourself, here come a lick. You know what I'm saying? Here come a lick and it sit you right. And then you sit back down and you get back in that comfortability stage where you know that ain't nobody gonna fuck with you when you get there. But you get comfortable and you go right back to them same people who weren't doing shit for you. But you get back up just to show them that you can do it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's a psychological thing too. That's always motherfucking Um, like that's the art of war, man. You keep your friends close, but you keep your enemies even closer. You know what I mean? If you feel like, you know, if you shit on me, right, cut me off, and fuck me over, and then I'm supposed to go back. I'm supposed to chase you down and make sure you see me and wave all this money or whatever you say I didn't have at first in your face and make you feel bad for all the things that you did or didn't do or whatever. And, you know, I'm really just showing you, you know, what you want to see. You know what I mean? And if you can't even say that when you do things and you go out your way for people like that, that's a dead feeling, because it's not. That means you still care about the opinions of those people. You know what I'm saying? That means, you know, you still desire to be involved and you want to be seen as equal with these people who previously oppressed you. And now we're not even talking about white people. We're talking about how we act with each other in the communities. See, because that's the main part that we got to get together. We got to fix our fucking selves before we can fix anything else. We can't just go around here willy-nilly. Everybody got a different agenda. Everybody want to do this. First, we got to get everything together for us. And then, when we get everything together for us, we make a constitution. We make a set of guidelines, you know what I'm saying, that we must treat each other with. And then you don't have to worry about going into people's businesses or law places to demand people accept you for being who you are when who you are has nothing to do with that. You got to check in your identity. You got to check in your spirituality. You got to check in your love. You got to check in your hate. You got to check in who you vote for as a president. You got to check in what you're praying about out loud on Facebook. See, and y'all be doing some evil shit, and some of y'all don't even know it. All of that, them posts y'all be having, they have like little conversations, and then it breaks into a prayer, and then you have people that be actually reading your shit. You cursing people, man. You cursing people, and that shit is dead evil. Whether you know it or not, you cannot take bullshit that you believe that's known, actual, factual, not true, and slide it in and force it. You shouldn't even want to do that to people who you consider your friends, whether they're Facebook friends or anything. And you got friends that's Muslims, or you got friends that's Christians, or you got friends that's other things, but then you don't get in front of them and try to convert them from being a Muslim to whatever you are, but yet it's still you add them as friends, and then you say prayers that they choose not to include themselves in, you know, socially with other people because you should. And it's like people are just dragging us right into a damnation of a blessing by doing it. We got people out here whose pride and whose heart is so hard that they made mistakes and they took things and they sold their soul. And because they don't want to admit that they're wrong, they just go on and on convincing other people to make the mistake that they made so the mistake can seem normal. But see, I base everything on a psychological aspect, and when it gets down to this point, the apex of this is, see, when the people who have hurt themselves and convince others to hurt themselves out of the compassion and love that they feel for them, you manipulated them off of their feelings into selling their soul. You see what I'm saying? That's evil. You trifling if you did that to anybody, you trifling, and if it was ever a toxic, it's your ass. You cannot do stuff like that. You can't separate people from the blood and not know what you doing. and then expect for people to do it so the majority of people can be like you so you don't feel so awkward. You know what I'm saying? That's about them likes and all of that type of shit, man. And that pride that tell you wrong, you just keep digging deeper in it instead of trying to fix it. And then you wonder why everything always bad happening to you all the time. You always losing people. You always losing things that are not material. And y'all got to see the only group of people that that's happening to. You got to see it. And I'm not here to throw no labels on nobody or none of them things like that. What's up with it, folks? Yeah, but I'm not here to throw no labels on nobody about nothing. But now, you know where your pride got you at, and you know when you're wrong, you're wrong. Admit it and move on instead of trying to fight and deny the fact that you did something that you had no full understanding on because you thought that it had good intentions. See, them things probably could have been corrected if we would have corrected ourselves. But when we send ourselves into this destruction, and then you see people who the soul they sold still getting the same thing that they can't be, you know, that they didn't think that the Creator could protect them from. So they thought that the new computer god could heal you, you know. But in actuality, man, that's another form of insanity, man. And we just keep on doing it over and over, over and over. We're going at the same thing and we're expecting a different outcome. But y'all talk about prisoner, and I think that the airplane man there, when you come out here and talk to you motherfuckers in the real world, because I think a lot of motherfuckers miss that. So, this is what I'm gonna say. If anything is gonna be fixed, we gonna be the ones that fix it. Because what y'all doing right now, getting on here crying and asking the Lord to stop all the killing and shit like that, that's crazy. And y'all ignorant as hell for that. Because y'all so self-centered, and that ain't even yourself. You gotta make sure your protection of all of that fear that you fear because you see other people doing shit, or because other things happen to other people, because your judgment of whether you think they were good people or they did everything right in the light, or any of them different type of things. You know, your judgment on that don't it's not entirely, you know, supposed to save anyone. You know, it don't. That's just your personal opinion on how you feel about the matter. But like I was saying in the beginning, nobody is in control of these different type of things. So why would you feel like how you feel and how others feel at that moment should be a matter of subject when it should, and it's not. You know, because yesterday they was just hating on him. That nigga ain't nothing. That nigga sold what you call, that nigga did this, that nigga did. But as soon as you die, everybody your friend, I was just with him. He my brother. I love him so much. He this and that. Such and such, woo-doo-woo, ha-la-la-la-da-da-da. But it's all for these likes. They benefiting. They enjoy benefiting off of the pain and strife of other people. And that's what we just ended up at. This what we at. We love other people being in perils because that makes us feel better about the bullshit that we in, and makes us comfortable. So we look for somebody that's doing worse than us so we don't have to strive to do better. I don't deal with a lot of people because I only like to be around people who aim to ascend to something higher And from me, they may learn something, and from them, I may learn something. But the whole part of the process is that we are learning. We are building, we are creating, and everything is happening like it's supposed to. Ain't no mistakes. Creator don't make no mistakes. I need to find somewhere where I can clamp this doggone phone because it's starting to get on my nerves. Yep, but I'm going to tell y'all that. Right, let's see. Yep, look like it. Yep, but I'm going to tell y'all that, man. The Creator don't make no mistakes, you know. So, yeah. All of these people just worried about folks like that. You remember I told y'all the executioner is coming. You know how they used to always say, God is a God of peace. God is also a God of wrath. God is the God of everything. So there is nothing else controlling anything. If it was anything else with all power, why would there be a God? Yeah, you just think about that. The dumbest question you can ask a person is, do you believe in God? You know why? Because for you to be walking around and thinking and able to figure out and push all these buttons to get to the live that I'm playing right now, if you think somebody taught you that, or these things were just somebody taught you and that's what gave you an intuitive thought to move your body and legs and think and be able to respond to these things and stuff, something wrong with you anyway. I'm a minimalist if you want to give me something. I don't need a lot. But when I didn't have much, I needed everything. Y'all gotta tap in and realize the only way you can be free is if you free yourself. Been under submission for a long time. Always confusion. They broke things and they didn't fix them. But it's not their fault though. You feel me? It's not their fault. It was the people before you fault. But now that we're in the information age and when you know better and you can do better, and now you know better, guess who fault it is now? See, it gets passed down generation after generation. See, when you know better and then you still don't change it, and you let the fear tell you that you're just gonna keep your head low so they won't get you, you fuck up next generation. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep on doing that. These guys who came up with me and who were really in touch with life, man, and in touch with the world, they see today. You know what I mean? The thing is that we got to get free. It ain't no religion that's gonna get you there. None whatsoever. None. Because it's the belief of somebody else. All we ever been doing is working out for the beliefs of somebody else. I mean, it ain't work. So would you call it insanity or what? You know what I mean? You know, y'all preach that shit to us all that time. But yet and still, you did the same thing. But see, y'all pride and hard is hard too, because you don't want to admit, just like Martin Luther King did, that you integrated us into a burning house. You just don't want to admit it. But if you admit it, the way they built these kids, they could fix it. Should I rejoice because a thorn bush has roses? Or should I weep because the rose bush has thorns? Optimistic, pessimistic. Sine, cosine. Action, reaction. Action, consequence. It's simple, man. We do dark things. And when we know better, we feel ashamed. We don't acknowledge it. And they just sit there waiting on you. Because you're going to have to deal with them demons. Everybody's going to have to deal with them. Sometimes them demons that made people kill themselves. Because they weren't strong enough to put out, to take back what they gave to the universe. And when I say gave to the universe, I mean people, the animals, and all the living things with a creative fingerprint. People not strong enough to handle that, you know, and a lot of people break. But I have a perfect example. I be trying to say it. I be having a lot of things I want to say, but I don't like to speak on personal matters that be going on. But I'll say this like this. I had a family member come over, right? Maybe yesterday morning or so. And I was asleep. And I was up the night before and I was doing a lot of work. So I had, I guess I dozed off and I guess I went to sleep in the process of working. And I had a lot of devices and stuff on the floor and stuff. But, you know, it's this morning, you know, and you just come in and just stepping on everything in there, just not caring about whatever may be there, not caring about the fact that someone may be sleeping and it's dark for a reason. It's like everybody neglects every single fucking thing you got going on because they want something. So they'll destroy everything you have just for you to do something for them and not even feel like it's wrong. But if you went and you did the same thing to them, they probably cuss you out and y'all probably fall out for a long time. And that's what I say about this reciprocation, man. We look at the things that we want, that we can do for ourselves, that we don't want to do for ourselves, and we infringe them on others. And then we give others a time frame that they should do, or they should have something done that you should be doing. So it's like taking the stress off of them and transferring it to you. Now, somebody please tell me what kind of logic that is. And excuse me, y'all. And there's people out here who think that that's cool. What up, Mo? Oh. Drop my little lighter. Yeah, but there's people out there, man, that really think that's cool, man. And it's not. See, it's a difference in selfishness and insensitivity. I mean, I had plenty of instances. I mean, I've been down here one time This fucking cussing mad talking about how people demand and require so much of me. And I'm only one person and I got things that I have to do for myself as well. And when people press them things, it's like they want me to throw myself on the back burner to do things that they don't want to do for themselves. And it's like, I see that as a form of disrespect. And a lot of people, maybe, I don't think they understand what I'm looking at because I don't think they can even see how insensitive they being, you know. And it be shit like that right there. It did make me want to tear your ass up. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to work this new lighter. Yeah, but it be shit like that, you know. And I really think that shit is, you know, I really think that shit is tough, man. And see, the psychological breakdown of all of this shit is gonna be before the majority of people make a conversion and take something where these people can finally control God. They can finally control God. I think that the people who don't want that control gonna rise. And they're gonna have to hurt people that they love that try to propagate that people make these conversions. Because the end game of this shit is, if you know that about blood types and all of these different type of things and this VMAT2 gene, all the shit I've been talking about. And know that, like, you the closest thing, if you old blood type, you the closest thing to God that these motherfuckers gonna ever get. And the part that really killed them and why they hate you so much because you can say no. They can't control you. They can't control you automatically. They can't put you on autopilot and make you do what they want you to do. I know a lot of people say, yeah, well, what about slavery? You know, they don't write it in the books. But in a lot of instances, a lot of people is killing themselves because they refuse to do that for other people. But they didn't tell you that. They don't want to give you that as an option. You see what I'm saying? That's called random selection. You see what I'm saying? And then I tell you, if you kill yourself, then you got automatically go to hell. So all of these things were indoctrinated within them scripts in order for the fact for you not to kill yourself and to be controlled and to take all of the bullshit that they're going to give you because you're going to have a blessing at the end. And when you realize that that book ain't that old and it's all pimping and analogy and metaphors, and there's some great metaphors in there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of good things in there that if you got a thinking mind, you can expound on, and you can see something great that pertains to something in your life. But if all you can see is what they put in front of you, you'll never get out of it. And before you leave, you'll fight everybody to stay with you, even when you know you're wrong. These are the problems that we're dealing with, man. These are the problems we're dealing with. It's people out here who made mistakes, and they forcing people and they coercing people to take a shot for some shit that people clearly don't see is working because people said that it was something else. See, exactly. And I think I was listening to that Kendrick Lamar shit, right? And he had put me up on this verse, right, in Deuteronomy. And it was like out of all the people in the world, you know what I'm saying, God knew you. So God gonna punish you for your iniquities and for you choosing other people. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at the fact that they came over here, they called us royal bloods because we universal. You see what I'm saying? So, in that way, the real genesis and blood type would be, it was a O blood type, then O blood type mutated into a B blood type, and a B blood type mutated into an A blood type. A blood type found O blood type, they mutated into a AB blood type. You see what I'm saying? And they continuously, you know, and that's the crazy part about it, man. And a lot of people don't want to accept that because they wasted all their time and spent all their money in school learning them lies of indoctrination. And that shit don't mean nothing no more. And they got executive order that made people who consider themselves Black Americans or African American human property of the United States, and they can use your persons as a collateral due to how much you contribute to the corporation of America. And it sound, you know, it can sound like whatever y'all want it to sound like, but the fact of the matter at the end of the day is true. You know what I mean? You can say that these things don't apply to you, but then the same people who say that these things don't apply to get on here and tell people that we need to vote and we need to get a new governor, or we need to get some help, or we need. So it's like it's unbalanced, and it's like I seen this post, right, and there was this dude. I think they was the Baltimore Ravens or some team like that, and I think they were kneeling or some shit for the anthem, and they was playing football. And the one dude, he was kneeling, but he was praying, and the other dude was looking at him like, what the fuck? Like, you know, you half-ass, and like, so you might as well go and stand the fuck up. If you're gonna do that, you know, you might as well go and stand the fuck up. So, you know, I started thinking about that shit like that, man. And it's like all of these little things I be seeing be like puzzles and pieces of puzzles. You know what I'm saying? They put things together. And that shows me that people are a powerful force together. Because one of us as an individual knows nothing, but all of us together know everything. And I think that the government has figured that out. So they created these quant computers, and we got this Facebook where it analyzes all your thoughts, your likes, your dislikes, and everything. And they can sell this information for billions of dollars, and you get nothing. You still broke, and they still benefiting from your pain. It's people that watch this to understand how black people live. But it's also people who sit over here and twerk their ass all day, and little kids turn around and twerk their ass too, because they see people doing that and they think that that's what's up. But the shit where people need to have a business or business strategy, business plans, things like that, nobody like that shit. Don't everybody looks over that. That's nothing. That's unattainable shit. We ain't gonna never get that shit. And we already have it, and we had it, and we keep thinking that time's gonna change, and it's not gonna be by us. We got people out here, we got feminists out here that say they don't need no man, but then they always talking about he gonna work it out. Who the fuck is he? If it ain't we. That's the question I need to know. You can't be fuck a nigga, but then he finna do something for you. You can't do that. You can't do that. It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We separating each other. And it's something that they implemented in the psychological paths that we choose. And these impulses lead us to go autopilot into self-hate. Now we just hate each other, and we sound worse than motherfucking white people. Niggas ain't gonna never do nothing. Niggas always this. Niggas ain't hitting no shit. Niggas gon' such and such. Niggas this, niggas that. And I get sick of hearing that shit. I don't wanna hear that shit from no dudes, man. You fucking like that, man. Stay the fuck away from me, and I know you got false intention. I used to hear one of my guys used to always talk about all the downfalls and the plights of a nigga. Like a nigga got something to do with, what the fuck is that? Oh, the pad. Like a nigga got something to do with me. A nigga ain't got nothing to do with me. You did. So with that being said, you have to separate yourself from what the collective tries to add you to. People get on here talking stupid shit. They talk about, yeah, we got to get. So you fret, y'all. Because you sure was speaking that we shit. I don't do the we. I'll do the we with ignorant motherfuckers. You see what I'm saying? Try to give light to people. You know what I'm saying? And try to make people feel good about themselves. But in some shape, form, and fashion, psychologically, these things that I'm saying get twisted up into being some kind of witchcraft, or me hating you, or me hating myself, or something. I don't know. I don't know how any of this is bad in any perspective or any opinion of our own. You know, and it seems like a lot of us are so whitewashed that we just on autopilot speaking on the things that white people want to say. And when I say white people, I mean WYPIPO. You know, all this white, black, neither one of them is a color. If I holler white people like white, or I holler black people like black, but I'm saying there ain't no such thing as black people. I mean, I'm doing the same thing, right? So when I say these words, a lot of times y'all don't understand the shorthands that I use. But a lot of people like to listen to me. They pick up the things that they think they need. But that's a part of greed, though, you know. But they don't be realizing that I be on autopilot the whole time. The majority of the shit that I be saying be some shit that be for them. And I be teaching myself in the process. Some crazy things, I know. But this is the world we live in, you know. This is it. And how we could do it, change it. I'm all about, you know, change. I'm all about not judging people. I don't give a fuck if you this or that. But the way that they treat people and judge people for wanting to be themselves, it's a psychological thing that make them want to act out in public. Just like homosexuals and shit. They just feel compelled to kiss in public because they feel like they won a battle against their own people or something. Like, they want a battle against women, or they want a battle against men or something. Like, and it's like, look, I could do this now, and you can't say nothing, and it's all good, and, you know, now what you want to say. And now, see, that's just the psychological part of all of it, man. And it's just like I was talking about earlier. Go right back around to the same old circle. You know what I'm saying? It's half-assed. You know what I mean? It's half-assed and all the way down to the bone. You know. But anything at the butt is bullshit. I still butt a little bit. When I have to catch myself, and when I do, I just say it out loud. Well, it's just an excuse. You gotta get better, to be better, and do better, live better. Eat better, take care of yourself. You gotta stop trusting everybody and everything. You can trust a label that got a brand on it. But if I tell you I got some stuff and I don't got a brand on it, you don't trust it. But you know me. If I gave you something that made you sick or hurt you, you could come back where I was, directly to the person who gave it to you. And you could say something to them. Or you could, whatever the case may be. But with these people, it's always a plausible deniability. These people got millions and billions of dollars. And they can hide behind all of these, different entities and shit, man. And I was sitting here and I'm going to drop some posts a little bit later on about water. And about the fact that one company owns 51 different kinds of water. And they all tap water. They just clean in a place that the water place could clean. I mean, they just, instead of the water people doing the job, they do it. But you pay the water company these outrageous prices, but then you buy water. It's a psychological thing. It's another thing to keep us being fucking broke. We always got to buy this. We got to buy that. We got to buy it. We got to buy it.
Man, I just walked all the way up to the dollar store and left my motherfucking money at the house.
Yeah, that's cold.
Cold? Nigga, that was hot.
I'm just saying, we gotta get to a better place in our heads and minds and shit, man. We really do. And we gotta stop poisoning one another. And I don't mean a physical poison. It could be a psychological poison. It could be anything, man. It varies and varies.
Baby cat.
But what I say is this.
Hey there. Hi.
If we don't do it, it's not gonna get done. Y'all gonna sit around here. Y'all gonna let these scared people keep on crying. These anarchist people who going out here committing all these crimes in the place of Jackson. Not the people that live here. And all y'all gonna cry and ask for Jesus to come save you. And then the National Guard and the Army and all them ass gonna come in. That's your Jesus. You be asking another man to stop some shit that you can stop your fucking self. You taught your kids the toxic ass fucking shit. You taught your kids how to hate a man. You taught them how to dislike each other. You went for the nigga with the curly hair with the good eyes. You did this shit. You got these kids like this. And because you was wrong, and you basking that your ass don't want to fix this shit, now you want to cry and tell somebody else to come in and fix the fucking problem you created because you wanted to make life easier. And I always tell people, what is it? For much is given, much is required. It ain't a motherfucking thing free. They're going to get you on the back end. And that's what they doing. Now our kids out here, lawless, separated, and when I say lawless, I don't mean government law. I mean, it ain't even no honor amongst thieves. Ain't no loyalty amongst them and how they hold each other up when they get into dirt with each other. Ain't no units or nothing. Everything is all for the public. Everything is to share with the whole world. Ain't no secrets and everything. And they want to make sure that the liberation is televised. But I can guarantee you it won't be. These ain't the only hands I got. And so y'all can sit in front of my house and y'all can ride up and down the street with your little cameras while you driving and record me and shit like that. And try to check on me in the daytime or put your little cars up at the top of the street up there. Like they somebody parked at the house up there on First Avenue. Or you can even go to your little 5G antenna or your little white man, your little fort that y'all put in my community where you got people with the Wi-Fi thing is in front of these people's house. I mean, the 5G antenna is in front of these people's house, right? They got cameras in front of their house aimed at somebody else's house. aimed at the whole side street, aimed toward the back street. And they surveil us in the area. They ain't even from over here, and they come outside, sit on their fucking lawn chairs and shit. Like, it's all good. And it's like, I read in history how they do that shit. You know, that's how they infiltrate you. They come in real fast, and they just motherfucking set up camp. And motherfucking the next thing you know, it's a central place, and they put old ass people up in there that don't look like they can do nothing, but it's the same old motherfucker that will hang a motherfucker from trees or watching they motherfucking folks hang from trees, and they got that same ideology. And you'd rather have a younger one than an older one living in your neighborhood. Because you know, a lot of them were forced to have that hate on them. And a lot of them expel that shit out too. But I just want to tell y'all that all of this shit that y'all doing, all of this fear, y'all just getting people to come down here. And they're going to come down here and gonna kill all your motherfucking kids, and they're going to do all that shit. That's what's going to happen. Now until y'all can start going outside in the places where y'all live and looking around and seeing for y'allself what the fuck is going on. Get the fuck off of this shit right here, telling the whole world how fucking bad we are. Because you don't know shit. You don't know nothing because you're not out there. I was up there on Capitol Street when that boy got shot. I was up there, and they sat there right there in front of me and lied and said it was a girl around the corner laying dead that was unprotected. And then all these feminist groups started like, yeah, it's getting crazy. Y'all women ain't even protected no more. And see, that's the whole trick that they use. You see what I'm saying? They come out here with their bullshit. Everybody broke. They could go in people's neighborhoods and they go find other people from other places, and they could tell these folks, man, I'll give you $100,000. Just go over there and start shooting random motherfucking people and shit. And they come and do it. That's $100,000. Some of these motherfuckers ain't never seen 10,000. That's what happened when you motherfuckers put people in an inequity like this. Big money that they ain't never seen. They see the rappers holding this money. They see all of this type of shit. They see all of it. And then they be like, damn, that shit crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, I wish I had that much money. This and that, man. Oh, man, I'm going to get me some stacks like that, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. See, they yard for that shit. They ain't built to nothing. They ain't got no honor or in nothing. Nowhere. That's not just in Jackson. Then you got these people that promote the anarchy. Save Jackson. Them crackers probably ain't even from here. And I had to say something smart to me one time. But like I always say, this is just Facebook or whatever, Instagram or whatever. But the things that we do on here, half of us wouldn't do that in real life. You know, we be finger typing, and then we be stereotypical of people. And we look at people and we think, oh, yeah, this dumb guy right here, he probably don't even know what he's doing. Let me talk shit to him. But see, at the same time, they don't even know that you probably might be IP packet sniffing. You might be doxing them. You might be pulling up their information, finding their location. You could be doing anything. They don't know that because of the ways they were programmed to see you for a certain thing. You know what I mean? And that's crazy. And then they want to turn around after that and say you can't judge a book by its cover. Ain't that a bitch? But now, why would we be judging a book anyway that we haven't read? Yeah, that's the thing though, man. I just want us to do better. I want us to realize that before we can try to get these people to work for us, we got to create a political power because we have nothing to offer. Meanwhile, all of these people who propagating the gospel in foreign lands, all of these preachers and shit like that, They got all these big people in their congregation, and they got these people under mind control, and they tell you people who to vote for, how to think, who to worship, who to pray for. And you got these big mega churches that got 100,000 people, and you can go up in there and tell them, hey, everybody vote for so-and-so. So when they want to change, a personal change, or somebody asks them for a favor to change something on the behalf of somebody else other than the people who he using as the power, you gonna say, well, I got 100 members, 100,000 members, and all my 100,000 members gonna do everything I say. So if you don't give me what I asked for, I'm gonna tell my 100,000 members to vote for the other people. This is what happens when you strip people of a resource and you constantly flaunt the material shit in other people's face, and you make them yearn to have all of these things that people had to stab each other in the back for. Y'all created this, and now y'all want to cry about it? Toughen up. This is God work, and if it's known to be true that when someone dies, that someone is born dead. You know, energy never dies, it just transferred. So sometimes, well, I can't even say sometimes, all the time, because that ain't no mistake. The Creator is always in control. And when I say the Creator, I'm not talking about none of y'all religious gods or none of that. I'm not talking about no middlemans. I'm not talking about none of that. I'm talking about the Creator, the thing that binds us all together, the thing that gives us common sense, the reason why we can walk and we don't have to think about balancing ourselves, or that, you know, we have intuitive thought. That Creator, the one that creates that intuitive thought that make us want to excel. But yeah, man, I just thought I'd come to y'all for a few minutes. And, you know, my few minutes be lasting for a nice little long time sometimes. But I'll be giving y'all this so y'all can just go back to it whenever you need it. You know what I mean? And you can get whatever you need to get from it. But that's all I'll be doing. I just want to let each one of y'all know that I love y'all, and it ain't never too late to change. You could have been wrong, but when you get on here and you propagate what other people should do because of the choice that you chose, you wrong. When you get on here and you write prayers and you have friends that don't agree with that, and you know that you had them kind of friends, you disrespectful, you self-centered, you evil, and you wrong. These are the things that need to stop. Y'all need to stop pushing this stuff. Stop pushing this religion that ain't ours. Stop forcing it on other people because it's instilled inside of you, and you too scared to change because you think something's gonna strike you down. But these damn kids running around out here doing whatever they want to, and you wishing you out here praying to your Jesus some would strike them down. What the hell wrong with y'all? Stop straddling that damn fence. 2 out. Y'all punks.